All right, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week and another live stream. I'm Ren Lopa, the CEO and founder of Wolf and Rabbit Inc., and I'm so happy to be here, even in my little Tampa Bay hat. It is a typical rainy day here in Tampa, Florida. So I hope that you guys are feeling inspired, feeling excited. Our topic today is really fun. So, a lot of times we talk about kind of this abstract concept of a brand and like building a personal brand and having a strong brand, but it can be, like I said, really intangible. We don't really know what that means. We don't really know how to make it strong or where to go with it. And so, in this training today, I want to share with you the number one mistake that I see hairstylists make as they're building out their personal brand. So, when it comes to a brand, let's talk about it. What does branding even mean? So, your brand is kind of this marriage, okay? I think of it as a marriage between your personality, your goals for your business. So let's say the services you want to be doing, the business that you want to build, the schedule, all of that. So it's a marriage between your personality and goals and then your dream client's personality and goals. So those two things are kind of married, they're in a blend, and there's a sweet spot there that is really, really important to find. And a couple of things can happen when we're not really finding that marriage point, where we're not finding that sweet spot, which is that if we're only focused on us and what we want and our goals, it can fall really flat. So our dream client won't know instantly that we're this person for them because it's not super clear. And then on the flip side, if we're only showing up, if we're only making it completely about our dream client, we could end up building a business we resent, building a business we don't like, working hours we hate, doing services we hate, like kind of a nightmare, right? So there's a sweet spot here. And that's really what building a brand is. And the cool thing is that, like, when we're in alignment, like when our brand is working, it feels fantastic. Okay. Like you have, random people messaging and calling you who are totally cool with your prices. They love it. They're ready to come in. You have like less no shows and cancellations. You will also feel more inspired when you sit down to, let's say, make a reel or do your own live training or write a post or an email. So you're not really sitting there kind of blocked on like, well, what do I say? Like, I don't know. I'm frozen. I have no idea what to do because you're like so tapped into your brand. You're so tapped into the voice and like the messages that you want to portray. And then you're also, this is so fun. And this, one of my clients right now, Sunny, she has experienced this a lot in the past couple of months where you become like easily recognizable, where you're almost like this mini celebrity in your city. So you kind of become like a local influencer, this like local known person. And this is because you have a strong brand, like you're standing out. People stop and pay attention to what you have to say, and it feels really, really good. So that's where we're all trying to go. Like, that's the whole point of us investing our time, energy, resources into building a brand. But there is one really big mistake that stylists, salon owners, estheticians, that we all make when we're building a personal brand. And like, I don't want to sound too dramatic, but it's like this one mistake truly can sabotage you and slow down your progress so quickly. And I couldn't title this what it is because no one's going to click on it because it's not something sexy and fun. Are you ready? So this is the number one mistake that you make when building a personal brand, and that is being inconsistent. Okay? This is not a sexy, fun topic. None of us want to hear more about how we need to be more consistent because we feel like we're trying. We feel like we're doing all the things already. It is annoying. But listen, I'm going to give you like 3 ways that you can be more consistent. So, how you can kind of like hack your energy and hack your discipline a little bit and support yourself and really showing up better because when we're inconsistent, people don't trust us. And having a brand is built on trust. It is built on trust. So if we're putting all of this energy, money, time into building a strong brand, but then we're being inconsistent in how often we're putting content out, who we're for, right? Like we're changing with the wind all the time. Even our colors are changing all the time. Like if we're inconsistent, it's not a good look. Like people won't see us as somebody they can rely on. So, how can you be more consistent? Okay. How can you say, you know what? This is the year I'm going to do it. I'm just going to be consistent and like that's it. So, the first thing that I would say in terms of how to be more consistent is we need to really learn how to control our energy. So a lot of the time when I'm working with stylists, I mean, I think many stylists have, a form of ADHD. Many of the ones I've worked with had, but we kind of fall into like this all or nothing experience in our lives where like we are super creative and inspired for a while and we're like all in, we're doing everything, we're gonna like build everything and we're just on fire but then we don't come back to it for maybe a couple of months. So, what happened there, right? We can also have FOMO and like shiny object syndrome and be chasing after that. So, what this does, this kind of extreme behavior or this hopping around, is it really drains our energy. And no one who is low on energy wants to hear how to show up or how to be consistent or how to do anything, right? We're low on energy. We did it all. We're tired. We need a break now. So, being in control of our energy, I think, is one of the most important pieces in starting to become more consistent in your business. Because, again, if you don't have the energy, you're going to hate everything, you're going to resent it, and you're probably going to show up a little weird. Like if you did do a live stream or if you were putting out content, the tone is probably not going to be your best tone you've ever had because you're exhausted. So, we need to control our energy. And a lot of how we're going to do this is by having a system and planning ahead. What happens when we do that is instead of then we're in like proactive mode, we're not in reactive mode. So, what's going to happen when we plan ahead? Let's say you're in that moment of like, I'm so inspired, I can't even hold myself back. Write out a bunch of content that you can use when you're not inspired. Like, come up with some kind of system for yourself. And again, I'm not talking about an all or nothing system of like 10 posts a week or none. I'm talking about if you can commit to 2 posts a week every week for a month, commit to that and do it. That's awesome. So I think that we get these grand plans in our head of like, and we set these just giant goals. And then that leads not only to inconsistency, but we get super discouraged. Then we start feeling like we're not doing a good job. And, it gets very heavy. So we need to plan ahead. We need to give ourselves a system. We need to give ourselves support. And then lastly, this last piece with why we're so inconsistent and how we can start being consistent is giving up instant gratification. So, when you look at the stylists, estheticians, business owners outside of our industry who are at that high level, who are hitting, the 15K months, my friends who are at 7 figures a year, I mean, they're playing like a long game. They're not sitting there thinking about what can get them the most attention in this second. They're thinking about what is going to get them towards their long-term goals, what is supporting their vision. And if you think about it, it might be two different things. So, just thinking about Instagram for a minute, for an example, it's like, so often people tell me, well, hair posts on my Instagram page don't even get that many likes. Or when I talk about, products, or when I talk about something that's really important to me or my dream client, it doesn't get as many likes as if I just post like an outfit of the day. So, what I want you to think about is, if you're doing the outfit of the day post because it's going to get more engagement, that's like an instant gratification moment where you get to feel like, yay, I got likes, like people are into me. Versus doing something that's actually going to attract people that you want to work with, that's actually going to support your bigger vision and like establishing you as an expert and showing off your work. Like, there are things that are instant and that are investments. And once we can like really focus on these long-term investments, I think it's easier to be consistent because we can let go of some of that instant stuff. Some of that, like, well, I only got 10 views. What does that mean about me right now? That's going to pay off in the future. That was one video down of practice, and now you're going to knock your next one out of the park. So when we can just start understanding that long-term results are our goal and they're an investment in the future of our business, we can stay more committed to showing up consistently. So just to recap how to be more consistent in your business, number 1 is controlling your energy. Number 2 is planning ahead, having a system, setting some very realistic, small, tangible goals for yourself. Not a post every day for a month, but 2 posts a week, 1 post a week, something that you can really reliably do. And then the last one is get over that instant gratification feeling and lean into like the long-term investment. When you can show up consistently, your audience, your followers, these potential clients that you're meeting online and that you're working so hard to like magnetize to you and like attract to you, they are going to, like you. They're going to like you because they're going to see your stuff and be getting to know you, but they're going to begin to trust you. They see you follow through on what you say. You're super committed to your business. And that's the kind of person that a lot of people want to work with. So, as you're defining your brand, as you're establishing yourself, work in consistency as a core piece of that, because that's really where a lot of the magic happens. And you guys, I'm just going to remind you, nobody starts off at the top. Nobody starts off with like a million views and a million comments and all this stuff. We all start small and stay consistent. And that's how we get to grow. That's how we get to enjoy all of the success that's coming. So stick with it and support yourself this week. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching the replay. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.